Buongiorno, everyone. Not our fault. There's a delay here. It's Brentford and Wickham's fault because they couldn't do it in 90 minutes, so we thought we'd wait a little bit. Penalty shootouts over. Brentford are through against 10-man Wickham. No one gives a shit about that, though. The other way, he had to find out who Newcastle have got in the second round and the third round in the Carabao Cup. Once Sky are done showing our bits, hopefully we'll be able to bring you that. Harry Keglan.
Yes, mate. It feels like a little while since we've done this.
Has been a while. Must be a season starting again, is there?
Must be a season coming around the corner, in about 6 days' time, and we haven't really signed anyone yet. But
well, we're about to, though.
That coming.
And while we wait, actually, for this draw, we may as well dive straight into it then. Callum Wilson is on his way to the tune for a medical, according to our good friend Keith Downey. New number 9? Or are you just going to give him his regular 13 shirt that he wears for Bournemouth? That's a debate that's been going on the day. Do you strip Joe Linton of that number 9 shirt? Do you give it to Wilson?
Nah, not for me. Nah,
not for you.
Nah, I think it's harsh. Like Joe Linton hasn't deserved to be stripped. It's like he shouldn't have been given it in the first place, granted, but it's just one of them things. I think it's very, very harsh to rip it off of him. Like, he hasn't deserved it. People don't consider he might not even want it. That pressure might be weighing on him a little bit too much. So if it's a conversation, if Callum Wilson comes in, if he wants to remove it, that's fine, but don't strip it off of him. Let it be his choice. If Callum Wilson comes in,
punishment.
Yeah, let them discuss amongst themselves. If Callum Wilson comes in, oh, Big Joey, can I have your number 9? He's like, I may take it off us, no bother. But
I don't want
it. For the club to just come in and be if Joe Linton turns it in training tomorrow and he's like, oh, by the way, we're taking your number 9 off you. You're going to be number 15 next season. He'd be like, that's fucking sound like, isn't it?
Brand new training for tomorrow on the bench, just 0 on the shorts, 0 on the tracksuit.
Yeah, that's sound like, isn't it? But he might not want it. But so let them decide amongst themselves. Don't strip it off of him. I think that's very, very harsh. But number 13 is currently occupied by Muto. So maybe you can squeeze the number 13 shirt off Muto because no one really gives a shit about number 13.
Hopefully he won't be here much longer.
Exactly, often an unlucky number for some. So if Muto stays, he might not really give a shit. But hopefully we can get rid of him, whether it's a loan, whatever it is. Muto needs to go on. We've got another striker through the books. Muto doesn't even get in the squad when he's fit. So now if we get Callum Wilson in, there's even less opportunities for him, surely. So whether it's a sale, a loan, just get rid of him. Get him out of the squad. Need to have him in. He's one of the highest earners now, isn't he? On 50, 60 grand a week or something, Muto.
I think he's 55 grand a week or something.
He's one of the highest earners at the club. That's an absolute joke. So
that'll be why we kind of get rid of him, because he'll be thinking, I'm not having any rush to go anywhere here. I'm enjoying this.
Definitely. So we need to get rid of him at any cost, whatever it is, loan, whatever it is, to get him off the books, man. So that'll free up the number 13 shirt. Wilson might want 13, he might want number 9, but if he wants number 9, he's going to have to ask Joey for it. I think if the club come in and strip him off of it, I think that's an absolute shit show, to be honest.
Obviously, Wilson plays in 13, or did for Bournemouth, played as a 9 for England. So, like you say, I think it is up to him. Is Wilson really that bothered about being a number 9? Or
he might not.
Well, he might be with the history of Newcastle. You think of Wilson, 20-year-old English. He's obviously looked up to Shearer at some point, I'm sure, when he was growing up. So he might think, I want that prestigious, historic number 9 shirt for Newcastle.
Yeah.
And he's a more, obviously, of a number 9. He is a goal poacher. He is a goal scorer, unlike Joe Linton, who's number 9. So it might suit Joey just to revert back to that number 34 at Hoffenheim and give Wilson the number 9. But like you say, it has to be on good terms. Can't just be Joe Linton comes in to train tomorrow. Oh, Joey, meet Callum. Callum, meet Joey. Give me a talk with you, Joey.
This is Callum when you're number 9. All right, wicked.
King.
No understanding.
Right, let's hope we're about to bring you the draw. Still talking about Brentford 1 Wickham 1.
Ball number 16.
16. So we're in the northern section, obviously. No chance of a Sunderland tie here, unfortunately. I'm not sure how.
I'm low-key good about that,
Well, that's what we said in the podcast last week, that it could be one of the highlights of the season if we managed to pull off a derby, with them being all the way down there in League One. So Borough is the next best bet, but we don't want to play them anytime soon, do we? They're in the they're in the northern section.
I don't want another 5-1 defeat in the cup, take it in a friendly, but not in the cup. Stoke
are also in the northern section, so we don't really want to play them either.
not boding well. But that was with a shite team. We've got some new blood coming through the door. If we get Wilson, Fraser, Holden, anyone else through the door, it's going to be a different team to what we played in the shitey friendlies against those. Like that team yesterday, fucking hell. I'm surprised it was only 1-0, to be honest. It was appalling, that. Like,
that is one of the worst teams I've ever seen for Newcastle.
That bench as well. I only had 5 players. In the other games, in the other games, like we usually like rotated the entire 11 at half time. We only had 5 players. One was a third choice goalkeeper. The others were Muto, Atsu, and Saive. Like, what bench was that? Knee defenders. Hayden was at the back. Shocking, that.
Saive is still here, man. What's going on?
Shocking, man, innit? Like, so much dead wood we need to get rid of.
You see, Darlow, again, though, he's worrying me, like, for the start of next week. You see, Stokes goal?
I can't remember.
Head out of the back. Header at the back post, but he just mailed up his line.
Similar to what Borough scored. I think it was Borough's last goal. There was the 5th goal the other day. Like it was like a looping header that he probably should have gotten, just didn't.
Darlow's positional awareness is horrific. I'm telling you, it's not looking pretty, I don't think. Yedlin was awful again. Because no positional awareness from DeAndre Yedlin. Letting his man completely free.
Losing Darlow was a massive... Dubravka is a massive kick in the teeth, but I was backing Darlow. I thought, you know what it is? He's a good number 2. Like, if it's just for a month, whatever, like, we'll take it. He's not that bad, but he has been worrying. Like, this whole pre-season's been... the last 2 games especially, it's been really, really worrying, especially Middlesbrough. Stoke, I wasn't really that bothered about. Like if we got beat 1-0, 2-1 off Middlesbrough, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Like, we spoke about this last week. Like, friendlies don't really mean out, but as long as you're getting wins, it's looking positive. If you could lose narrowly to Borough, it's not the end of the world, but 5-1 is fucking embarrassing. Like, Stoke 1-0. Stoke's actually got a really good team. I'm still baffled why they struggle so much in the Championship, because even they've got a really, really good team. I don't understand why they struggle so much in the Championship. But when you see our lineup, and particularly the bench, I thought, we're probably going to get beat here. 1-0, 2-0, something like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm not really that bothered about that Stoke loss. Like, that squad was shocking. But the Middlesbrough one was massively concerning because our team was actually good. The starting 11 was pretty much as good as we could have got. Plenty of option on the bench. Yeah, that was appalling, that. Like,
it wasn't. What's worrying, I think, I agree, Darlow seems like a decent number 2, but when he's that bad against struggling Championship sides, what's he going to be like when he comes up against the Premier League elite? But never mind that for now. We'll talk about that maybe towards the end of next week, because we might have to do another video with the signings that were made. We were thinking we're still going to finish in the bottom 3. You know, we need to come back and answer that with the new signings. But here we go. Here comes the Carabao Cup round 2 and round 3 draw live. Trying to say I want a home draw, but it doesn't really matter, does it? No one there.
I know. Like, usually we would, but I couldn't really give a shit at the minute. Like,
remember last year we went to Leicester at home. The cup draw, and we went out on pens. I think Muto scored that day, actually.
He did, he did.
He did.
That was actually a pretty good performance, because Leicester were a class team. Like, they had their full-strength team out that day. I think minus Ben Chilwell. He was the only starting 11 player, Ben Chilwell, that didn't start.
And we see Muto in that starting, we're like, oh, do you want to just leave now? Or?
Yeah, that was Matty Longstaff's senior debut before his Premier League game against Man United. I think Darlow might start that game as well. Like, we really lessened off our team that day. And Leicester, who almost finished top 4, had a full strength team and actually played really, really well against them, to be fair. We're unlucky to go out on pens.
Where, right?
Right, who's pulling the balls?
Phil Babb.
Oh, Big Bab. Oh, he's got knee balls, Phil Babb. Got him taken off by the goalpost, didn't he? Was that Phil Babb? I'm sure it was Phil Babb. Slid right into the goalpost. Need more kids for you, Phil Babb.
So obviously, we normally enter in the 3rd round of this, don't we? Because that's how we normally enter it with the Premier League draw. But this year, round 2.
Yeah. I can't remember how it works, to be fair. Like, this whole north and south thing seems like a load of bullshit to me.
Round 2 draw north is kicking off now. First team out of the hat is Burnley. We're done with a bit of a get drawn Burnley here. We're alright. We're number 16, aren't we?
Yeah.
Burnley, Sheffield United is the first balls at the hat.
You're a little bit ahead of me on this Streamsies.
Oh, am I? Streams is on Sky, man. Burton at home. Could be going to Burton away. Something like going there. Would not know. Aston Villa go to Burton Albion.
No. I am watching it on Sky Go, me, so I think I'm a few seconds behind.
Bradford.
Bradford.
Ooh, close. 13. Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln would have been a decent draw. As I hope it's like a League Two team or something like, because we struggled against the League One teams last season. need a bit of an easier challenge, please. Nah, I didn't really want Leeds.
Nah, I didn't like.
Leeds away would be sick if we could go.
Oh no, Leeds v Hull, so it's a close one.
Oh, Yorkshire.
I would have been well up for that. Leeds if we could have went.
Aye.
Number 8. I would definitely. Oh, Everton. Don't want them. Definitely don't want Everton making class signings.
Aye, nah, James Rodriguez and shit.
Thankfully, we didn't get them.
I still think they'll struggle a bit, me, you know. Oh, Salford away. That'll be alright.
Everton v Salford.
Oh. I'd like a game
Wolves.
against Salford, like. Oh.
We didn't want Wolves. We didn't want Wolves
away. They've just broke their transfer record for an 18-year-old.
Who's played one game.
Yeah, now 35
Isn't
million. I didn't know he'd only played one game, to be fair. I thought he must have been killing it wherever he plays. Where's he come from, the Portuguese league or something?
Wolves v Stoke. I came from Porto,
Aye, fucking hell.
Rochdale, mate. Rochdale at home. We don't know if we've got them yet, but Rochdale are at that. Oh, no, we haven't. We're not going back to Rochdale.
I'd take a tie against Rochdale, to be fair. It was quite a good away day.
Class. Sheffield Wednesday. Rochdale v Sheffield Wednesday. West Bromwich Albion.
Can't be asked that, like.
Can't be asked them straight to hotels, like.
I know. Lesser Birmingham. Sorry
don't have to go there.
It's a fucking shit.
Harrogate, that would have been a crease. Harrogate.
I'd like a Harrogate tie, like that'd be mint. They're not too far away.
West Brom v Harrogate, so we're not getting that, but it would have been good. Ooh, number 14 at home is Middlesbrough. That will get Borough, just for the crack.
That'd be class.
need 5 ones. Nah, it's not. It's number 2. Barnsley.
So what's the crack with round 3 here? I didn't quite understand how this is playing out. Like, how do you know who's playing in round 3?
So you would just say Middlesbrough or Barnsley versus Harrogate or Leeds, whatever.
Oh, fucking hell, that's a bit of a chow one.
I think so, anyway, that's what I'm guessing. Derby at home to Preston North End. Yeah, we're at home. Newcastle at home, number 16.
Oh.
Home time for Brucey's boys. Who we're going to get? Number 3. Blackburn Rovers. Newcastle v Blackburn. Not bad. Could have been better. Could have definitely been worse.
Definitely could,
I think. Especially at home. Ewood Park would have been a sticky one.
Did we not play them a couple of years ago when Carl Roberts scored? I think Sean Lance got his first goal for the club in that game, wasn't it?
That was meant to be a good away day, actually. I remember because I knew a few people that went there. We watched it in town, didn't we? Upstairs.
North Terrace,
so
we were at the home game, wasn't it? Because we went to a replay.
It
was shocking that, like.
I think it did,
away was a replay, I think it was like 1-1 or something. I think Bradley Dack scored it later on, if I remember rightly.
Bradley Dack, he did.
Not a bad draw.
That's a good enough draw, especially at home. Like we see, unfortunately, we kind of have home advantage with fans being there. But we'll wait right till the end. There actually, if Newcastle v Blackburn was the 3rd last tie. After that, it was Morecambe v Oldham, Fleetwood v Port Vale. Would have been good to play Fleetwood. Joey Barton's Fleetwood.
That would be mint. I'd like a game against Fleetwood, like.
Or Morecambe, Oldham, or Port Vale would have been decent because they're good shit, aren't they? So, but at least we avoided the likes of Wolves, Everton, Sheffield United, Aston Villa, Leeds, and obviously Stoke and Borough, who we don't like of recent. So,
some big teams we've avoided. Like Blackburn, it's a tricky tie, to be fair. Like could have been better, but definitely could have been worse. So I'll take that. Like, not too bad.
I think we should get through against Blackburn. Let's be honest. Surely Blackburn have got bigger priorities than the League Cup. That gives us a chance to kick on into the next round. But I don't know what they're going to do this 3rd round crack, because they said it was the 2nd and 3rd round draw. Blackburn at home, like we say, shame we can't be there. I think that would have made the difference, but I still think being at St James instead of Ewood Park, we should be able to play a majority second 11 and still beat Blackburn Rovers. So I'm not sure how well where Blackburn finished last year actually in the Championship.
I think they were about mid-table. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Is Adam Armstrong still there? Huh?
Yeah. We've been linked with him again, don't we?
We have. Oh, they've got ages to go, yeah, because they've got the South round 2 draw
The
to do
South
now.
draw, aye. Wait, Blackburn, I'm happy with that. So yeah, I think it'll be tough though. It's like it's a good draw. Like, it could have been better. Like I say, we played them 2 seasons ago. I think it must have been the FA Cup because we went to a replay. I don't think we were meant to play 2 legs against them. I'm sure it was a replay in the FA Cup. And last year we couldn't get through Rochdale and Oxford first time of asking. So that is quite a tough draw, but like you say, at least we avoided the likes of Everton, when Wolves, that would have been a bit shit. Sheffield United, Villa, we've avoided all of them. So not too bad. I'll take it.
All right, we'll definitely got to be happy enough with that, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the third round, can you then play teams from the south, or do you just stay in the north region?
I've got no idea. I'm sure the Carabao Cup never used to be this complicated.
Now, why does it feel like NBA drafts? Like, I feel like I'm watching NBA playoffs.
Why is it like the East Coast v West Coast?
2-pack v Biggie. Let us see what people are saying in the chat. Bring up some chat keg with the people's thoughts on drawing Blackburn Rovers at home in the second round of the Carabao Cup.
What's people saying?
We'll wait for these to fly through the south draw, and then we can go on to the third round, I think.
When actually is that tie? When is the second round?
They haven't said yet, I don't think. I think it's... Oh, it might even be next week, you know.
Is it?
I don't know if it's in between the West Ham game or not. I think it may be after the West Ham game and the next game.
Mm-hmm.
It'll tell you at the end, anyway.
Oh, the big Shearer derby.
Shearer derby, aye. Shearer will be there, cheering them on.
Happy with that. Could have been worse, definitely.
Aye, definitely could have been worse when you look at the likes of Everton and Wolves are in there. I think they could be taking this competition seriously this year, both heavily invested in the teams. Chance for them to win the cup, even though it's got Man City's name on it every year, hasn't it? Armstrong, maybe. You'll definitely have a point to prove. Like I say, I remember it was just last week what I linked with Adam Armstrong, won it for 10 million.
Was it 10 million, was it? I don't know about that. Like, he wasn't good enough first time round.
Wasn't good enough first time round. He still hasn't got Premier League experience. I'd like to see him maybe sign for a West Brom or something. I'm sure he can do it in the league before we'll reinvest in him. Like, because I mean, what we're going to do eventually just sign fucking Armstrong, Tony. Everyone will let go of Vukic. You know,
Harris Vukic. Yeah. That could be a good show. Barlassa double. Get him in there.
This is the type of game where Dan Barlassa, because I think Dan Barlassa will be kept in this squad now, the 25-man squad.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll get 25 though.
That'll be his chance to shine, because he won't go back out on loan. Barlassa's got to make or break now for me. Like, cause he's mid-20s. He's 23 or something now, isn't he? Hiring him back on loan. Like, if you're going to get rid of him, sell him, get a couple of money for him. Oh, put your faith in him.
Like I said this last week, like he can't be like what Matty Longstaff was. You can have as many like under players, but as long as they're registered or something, like if they're under 21. So like Matty Longstaff doesn't have to be a part of the 25-man squad, but Dan Barlassa would. He's like 23 now, so like he's going to be like 6th centre mid. Like I just don't know if there's that much need. I think maybe if we're going to keep him, he might be excluded from the 25-man squad and just kind of like be like on the fringes, like what Saive and Colback were last year, and he might just kind of run out in like cup games, which I'd maybe take. But is that affecting his development? Not getting Premier League minutes? Like we might have to wait for someone. We'll have to wait for someone to inevitably get injured. Someone will pick up a 9-year injury, and we could replace him with him. Maybe, I don't know. So that might just be something we need to look out for. Like we had Key in the team last year, didn't we? But we cancelled his contract in January.
Aye,
that freed up a squad space, but I don't think there's anyone like that at the minute, unless we include the likes of Atsu and Muto in the squad.
I finished off the South draw now. West Ham Charlton, probably the pick of the bunch there. Bournemouth Palace, Cambridge against Newport.
Games will be played on the 15th and 16th.
So the week after, is that when?
Week after the first game, First game's on Saturday the 12th.
So then obviously the Tuesday or the Wednesday next, a week on Tuesday.
Yeah, sweet.
Games will be coming thick and fast, baby. Been waiting all this time.
But that could be a good time to see the new lads, because our first Premier League game's coming up on Saturday. If we sign 4 or 5 players this week, do you see many of them starting on Saturday? I probably wouldn't, to be honest. It's not a lot of time to get gelled with the lads.
We already know that Ryan Fraser, if he comes through the door, won't, because he hasn't played post-lockdown, has he? He didn't play at all in Project Restart.
Yeah,
so
he
hasn't played it. He hasn't played a Premier League game since March. And you think Callum Wilson, would you chuck him in straight and risk him? I don't think so. I think Carroll will probably at least start against West Ham.
Yeah.
And then Holden could go in. Holden could go in straight away if we do get him in anyways. Because he played in the Community Shield last week. And then obviously Hendrick's fit enough. He's been on international duty this week. And who else we're looking at?
Well, at least Hendrick's been with the squad for a good few weeks now. He's been training. He was at the York camp. Like, anyone that comes in now, that a bit behind, like, and now Brucey is not exactly a super tactician or not like that, but like they missed the York training camp. They've missed all the preseason friendlies. I think coming into a squad with only however long it's going to be, 4 days, 3-4 days, like, it's not a lot of time to gel with the team and get to know, like, the team, like the tactics and stuff. So I wouldn't see many of them starting. Like, if we do get Wilson, Fraser, Holden, Lewis, whoever else we're being linked with, like, I wouldn't see many of them starting. I think most of them would probably start on the bench, especially Holden as well, because Lascelles will be back. Fernandez should be fit. So would you start Holden over one of them?
Well, like, it all depends on fitness, doesn't it? Because we had to play Hayden at centre back yesterday, so it's not looking too good. Like,
Brucey said Lascelles will be available for Saturday, but it depends on Fernandez's fitness. Fucking Iron Man plays every single minute possible. I think we should get a GoFundMe page and just send Fernandez on a holiday. Like, next international break, just get Fernandez away. He needs to rest, that lad. He just plays every minute, again.
Well, it's Iron Man 2 coming this year, isn't it? Because it'll be the same again this year. It's going to be like the films, going to be sequels and trilogies and everything, because every single year we'll be relying on him to be the fit one.
Downey Jr.'s announced he's not going to play Iron Man anymore, so there you go. Fernandez, there's a rule for you there, son.
There we go. Well, they're now interviewing the Brentford manager, so I don't know when the 3rd round draw is coming. Or what's even the crack with that? Don't know. Does anyone know? Let me know. If you do, in the comments.
I've seen someone comment before saying something like the 3rd round's a week after, but I don't know if that's the game. It'll definitely not be the draw, because it said the 2nd and 3rd round draw.
It said the 2nd and 3rd round draw, eh?
Yeah. But I think, like, the other teams, like the top 6 teams, will be included in the 3rd round draw. Like, anyone that got into European competition was excluded from the 2nd round. But I think they should come into it in the 3rd round.
Aye.
So that'll be big boys: United, Liverpool, Chelsea, City.
Big boys.
Aye. Are Arsenal in the south? Because did Arsenal get Europe? Aye, they did, because they won the FA Cup, didn't they?
Aye. They're not in the 2nd round because the draw's been done there now. So.
Is it?
They were in it.
I wasn't really watching the 2nd round, to be honest. I was looking at the comments. What's the crack with left back then? Do we sign 2 left backs, Lewis and Rogerio, or?
Aye, they might actually want to pay it. Yes, please. But I can't see him doing that. I can't see him paying 30 million for 2 of them. But obviously, Sky Italy are still reporting that he's coming, and Sky England are reporting that Jamal Lewis is coming. So unless they didn't expect the Lewis bid to be accepted, and that's why they were getting Rogerio. But I think it'd be great to have them both, because we've been crying out for one.
We need depth.
Waiting for a bus in it. Just bring 2 at once.
Yeah, we definitely need depth. Whether we don't get one of them, we still need to bring someone else in. Whether it's a cheaper version, a 4 or 5 million player, that's great. Whoever it is, like, we're still meant to be linked with that Greek lad. He was only about 4 million. Like, when was just get him in instead of Rogerio?
Well, exactly. Unless the thing is that was going to come from it was if Richie went, then you could play Rogerio further forward as well, and you'd have options on the left. But obviously, Richie isn't part of the Wilson deal, unless Bournemouth are going to come back in soon for a cash offer. But at the minute, he's not staying. Yeah.
I'd like Richie to stay in the squad. Like, he's a better option. At least, could be like a 2nd, 3rd choice left back. But as well as, like, on the wing, if we don't sign anyone else for the wing, we've still got the likes of like Aarons and Atsu and Murphy and that there. Like, I'd rather have Richie in there than one of them. Like, to be fair,
Richie's so influential to keep for the dressing room for me. Like, for his spirit, his mentality,
captain mentality,
his experience, his versatility, everything. You've got to keep. Richie was one of our best performers now in post lockdown. Really scored some mint goals. I think at Sheffield United.
Nah, we definitely need 2 left backs, though. Like whoever it is, yeah, like they'll probably put a bid in for Lewis just as a laugh. Thought put 13.5 million in for him, see what happens. But we'll just put in 14 for Rogerio just when it inevitably gets cancelled.
Well, that's what I mean, because
you mean they've both been accepted?
Liverpool put 15 million in for Lewis and got rejected, and that's for 20.
I thought it was only 10.
So we'll take that. Like,
oh, I definitely if he wants to come. I'm surprised Liverpool don't put another bid in. Like they thought, like, wait, if you're gonna accept 13.5, like we'll give you fucking 15. Like we can surely afford it.
We went for the cheaper option, didn't we? Liverpool did. Sorry, they're saying the Greek lad instead.
Yeah,
they just got that Greek left back in.
Oh yeah, they did.
But obviously they've got Robertson, so like they'll just be looking at that as just someone for depth, innit?
I'm quite happy with how the squad's shaping up. If we can get everyone through the door, definitely 2 left backs, whoever it's going to be. I'm not like I'm not that asked, but we definitely need 2. Whoever it's going to be, Rogerio, the Greek kid, Lewis. We need 2 of them. Willems, Rose, fucking whoever it is. Like we'll kind of just be dealing with 1 because we'll just be straight back to square 1 if one of them gets injured.
So if we do get these players in, like Wilson, Fraser, Holden, Lewis, or we'll change our mind on what we said last week about we're going to finish 18th. Well, you said 18th, I said 16th, wasn't it?
Yeah, like it's obviously better. Like a lot more option. At least we're going to get a striker through the door who can score goals. Fraser's a coup, like
he is like.
It was just last year. Arsenal were after him for 25 million. He's the top assister in the league 2 seasons ago. He's a really, really good player. So like that is a major coup for us, especially on a free. And I might actually be absolutely buzzing with that one. Probably sell him next year.
Him on,
I was gonna say we'll sell him next year for 25 million. Like if he has one good year, they get it.
That's what he's thinking. He knows what he's thinking. That's not actually. He knows what he's thinking. Wilson and now Callum Wilson was linked with £50 million move to Chelsea just a couple. Like was it 18 months ago? Like when he played for England in November 2018, and then in the January he was linked with £50 million move to Chelsea before he got a transfer ban. That's nuts. Like
a bit more depth at the back. If we can get 2 left backs in, that's class. Holden at centre back. A lot more depth, a lot more quality. I'm happy with how it's shaping up, but still, there's still some questions in there. There's still like the fringe players just still aren't good enough. If anyone gets injured or suspended, the backup is still looking a little bit iffy, to be fair. And we've still got Steve Bruce, so I can't imagine we're doing much better than we did last season. It'll just be around 13th to 16th, I think, instead of the 20th to 18th as I predicted last week.
Joshua Mullins says we'll finish 10th as I go through the comments here.
Fucking hell. I didn't
Not
know
a mistake, Joshua, man.
Yeah.
Well, Brucey where did we finish? 13th last year?
13th. I'd love to think we can push on from 13th. Like, anywhere's an improvement. 12th, 11th, wherever it is. Like, it's an improvement. But still, I'm not too sure. Like, we need them to hit the ground running. Like, people have had question marks about Fraser's commitment to his club and Wilson's injuries and things like this. So, I don't know. Like, as long as they can hit the ground running, I obviously hope they do. We could push on to 13th and better. I hope so. But I don't know. Like, we still just need to keep our heads on the ground, our feet on the ground, but he's out our ass.
Someone else has said here, Callum Lewis, what your thoughts on Eddie Nketiah getting linked to us? We're talking about 2 left backs. Can we get 2 strikers as well?
Yeah. There's been a couple more links as well. There was Ryan Brewster and Batshuayi still being linked as well. So if we can get any one of them on a year's loan to back up Wilson, I'll be over the moon. I'm a fan of all of them. I don't think Arsenal let Nketiah go at the minute. He's been playing ahead of Lacazette. Like at the end of last
for the England under 21s on Friday night.
As captain as well.
Brewster will be available, but I think you're right. I think Arsenal want to maybe keep a hold of Nketiah for the other competitions that they're in, but Newcastle do need 2 strikers, because
definitely.
If the inevitable curse that is injuries at Newcastle happens to Callum Wilson, Gale's out until Christmas.
Yeah,
Carroll can get injured fucking walking to the ice cream van. So what's going to happen next?
Muto.
Right. Muto or Joelinton if they're still here. Muto's still here. So we do need another striker to back up Wilson, because unfortunately Wilson's had a couple of injuries as well. Like so.
Yeah.
Praying he can stay fit.
Yeah, I'd like Batshuayi. Like I think he's available. I don't know if we can afford his wages, but I'd love to get Batshuayi in. But failing that, I think Ryan Brewster's a good talent. Liverpool have been a fan of him for years. I think Jurgen Klopp's a big fan of him. he had a decent year last year at Swansea with Freddie Woodman. So I'd take him as a backup. Yeah, like I don't think he'd start week in, week out. But like you say, we've got a history of injuries. All the players that we've got currently have a history with injuries as well. So as much backup as we can take, I'll be happy with that. Like
someone said above that, Joe Linton scored 20 goals next season.
Yeah, maybe some get too carried away, young and like, but
just add a 0 onto the amount that he scored this season.
Like to be fair, I think he could have a good year. Like we know he's better role. I think pressure will be off him having an actual number 9 in. I think people forget last season he probably played there not because we brought him in and slapped the number 9 shirt on his back, but Gale and Carroll were out for nearly all the season, and Muto was shit. So we didn't really have much better option. That's probably why he played there. As soon as Gale came back, he was put into his more preferred position out on the left. So I think as long as we've got more option, we'll not see him up front that much. So he's not a goal scorer. I think his best ever season for Hoffenheim was like 7 goals, 6 goals or something like that. Like he's not prolific. We know that for a damn fact. But as long as we can get the best out of him in a deeper role, get a few assists, link up, which is what he does. That's what he's good for. That's why Julian Nagelsmann was such a big fan of him. As long as we can get the best out of him, I don't really care how many goals he scores because that's not his primary job.
Logan Burton says, who would you start in goal against West Ham? We talked about Darlow a bit before. Darlow or Gillespie? I mean, neither, if I could choose, to be honest, because Darlow looked very shaky against championship opposition in the last week or so. Gillespie comes in from Scottish League, which is just, as we all know, not the greatest standard at all. So it's a tricky one. Like, it's a shame we haven't got another game in between to maybe give a half each and get an idea for it. But Darlow will start, and I haven't seen enough of Gillespie to argue his case, to be honest. So
I've seen a couple of clips of him in pre-season. Gillespie made a couple of good saves in pre-season. Like I've seen some of the highlights. He pulled out like 1 or 2 unbelievable saves. To be fair, I think it might have been the first game. I don't know if it was Crewe or Barnsley, one of them.
Against Crewe, though.
But whoever it was, he made some outstanding saves, to be honest. But I probably would go with Darlow. He's quite clearly a win number 2. Gillespie just came in to be number 3. They say he came from Motherwell up, some shite SPL team. I think you just stick with Darlow. He has looked dodgy the last couple of games, but we know he's win number 2. He's been here for about 8 years or something. He's been here for a long time. He's paid his dues. I think last year he was a fantastic number 2 for us. So I'd stick with Darlow. Hopefully he can pull it out the bag. But if he's iffy, like Dubravka is going to be out for another month or so. Like he's only got himself to prove I'm the backup. I'm the chosen number 2. He's only got himself to take that spot. If he comes in against West Ham and he's shit, Gillespie, get yourself in there, son.
Well, there's a month left until the window closes, so if he has a couple of shite games, Darno, could be in the market for another keeper as well. Someone on loan for a little bit. It's free agent who's 45 and a free keeper out there.
Rob Green.
Rob Green. But Gillespie, to be fair, local lad, loves the tune. He could play out of his skin for it. He might step it up a notch just to show that he's worth for Newcastle. We're still waiting. Anyone had a crack with round 3 because they said round 3 was coming, but still hasn't.
I said it was next before, like so.
Is it coming next? Is it? No, that's good.
Gillespie, he's a local lad, Geordie boy, so I'm happy to have him in the squad. Like in pre-season, he pulled out a couple of good saves. Looks like he's got a good personality and all. Fucking Ronan Keaton's best mate now. It seems like a good lad to have around the dressing room, and I think having a local boy, I think that's great to have. Like we spoke about Jacob Murphy last week as well. Like he's not from here, but he's got Geordie blood. His dad's a diehard Newcastle fan. Him and his brother grew up Newcastle fans in London, so he's like one of our own. I think having a few more local people around the dressing room with like genuine fans of the club, I think it's good to have.
Well, Brucey's bringing in the British boys, like Hendrick.
Oh, he's bringing them up.
Gillespie, Wilson, Fraser, Lewis. They're all British.
Proper Brexit football.
Brucey ball, 8-2-1. But
Donald Trump would love it.
We're going to get round 3 underway eventually.
Make Newcastle great again.
Round 3 is going to be coming real soon. He's getting his bars out the bag now.
Get bars out.
Round 3 draw starting now. People are asking, do you know who Man U have got? Do you know who Chelsea have got? Not yet, boys. We'll tell you in a minute. Round 3 draw, Bradford or Lincoln versus Liverpool away to Bradford or Lincoln.
Oh.
Big coup that for Bradford or Lincoln.
I don't know.
Bristol City or Northampton. Burton or Villa.
Oh. Well, at least
Sounds like
Liverpool's out the bag. Avoid them. That'll be lovely.
Just need to get rid of Man City now.
Aye.
Morecambe or Oldham. Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
That'll be lovely.
It is!
No way, is it?
I called it. Aye, we're like Morecambe or Oldham v Newcastle or Blackburn. What a chance for Newcastle to get through to the 4th round of the Carabao Cup if they can get past Championship Blackburn and then whatever League Morecambe I think you're in. There must be in at least League One. Well, they are definitely in at least League One. Man United have got Reading or Luton. For the person who asked in the comments, there you go. Away to Reading or Luton, Man United. But Newcastle United, most importantly, they've got Morecambe or Oldham. What a draw! Very keen draw. It is away, which isn't as good, obviously, but without the fans being there, you'd presume should get the job done, really, shouldn't we?
Right. Hang on, I'm just going to put this in there.
We've done well there, like because we've avoided some big teams. Obviously, we've seen Liverpool come out, we've seen Man United come out. So to get them, and obviously there's still some big boys left from the second round.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad draw, that, like, guys. Should get yourself through there quite comfortably.
Oh, aye, buzzing that, like. Very happy with that. Manchester City are at home too. Not us, that's all that matters. But they are at home too. Bournemouth or Palace. See, that's a stinky draw for Bournemouth or Palace. It could have been us. It could have been us. But could have been getting knocked out at the Etihad by the Carabao Cup champions every year. Man City win this trophy. So
you might as well just put your 2 pence on it now. City's probably gonna win this one. Pep loves the Carabao.
Loves it.
He's got an unlimited supply back at home.
Chelsea. See, avoided them as well. Wouldn't have wanted to go into Frank Lampard. Chelsea, the signings they've made. Jesus. Borough, although. Fuck Middlesbrough. They're getting knocked out against Chelsea.
Get in.
Middlesbrough, Barnsley travel to the Stamford Bridge. Wolves or Stoke. Again, that would have been a lift and draw.
Mm-hmm. I'd like a giant game in round 3, like 2 of the big teams, like United or Arsenal or something, just so one of them's eliminated.
Increase my chances of getting a bit of that.
Exactly, yeah. Knock out the big boys out early. Leicester
at home to Arsenal. There's one for you. Okay, we'll call it.
That is a big game.
We need to just keep on saying this, speaking it into existence, yeah, like.
Predicting this shit.
Leicester, the Arsenal would fancy the chances of going far in this competition, so it's good that one of them's getting knocked out.
That's a huge game. I'd say it was Leicester knocked us out last year.
It'll be class if Harrogate managed to beat West Brom because they'll have a draw against Southampton or Brentford.
I hope they do. Oh, that'll be lovely. That Harrogate at home to a Premier League club, which again making a away trip.
Blogsies. Newport or Cambridge versus Oxford or Watford. Not many left new. Get your comments in what you think of the 3rd round draw. We've managed to beat Blackburn in the 2nd round. We will play Morecambe or Oldham away. Joey Barton's Fleetwood at home to Everton or Salford. Obviously, if Fleetwood beat Port Vale, Joey Barton will be able to come up against Ancelotti or Salford.
I just found out yesterday, and our last season when we were massively low on strikers, we were being linked with all kinds of shite strikers. We were linked with James Wilson, used to play for Man United. He was an academy lad. I think Ryan Giggs gave him a chance in the first team when Moisey was sacked. When Giggs became caretaker manager, he brought through James Wilson. Then he just disappeared. I don't think he ever played a game again. But he now plays for Salford.
Of course he does. You've got to get a game from Man United. He's dropped down there, don't you?
But we were linked with him last year. I think he was playing for Preston or something like that. So, I was thinking I haven't got any strikers, so to be honest, I'd probably take him. But now he's gone down to fucking Salford, so less of
that. Salford. There's confirmation. Round 3, Morecambe or Oldham. I can't remember if we've ever even played those. I can't remember us ever playing Morecambe or Oldham.
Did not play
Especially
Oldham a while
Morecambe.
ago? Nah, definitely not
Especially,
Morecambe. Nah.
definitely
Did
not
not play.
Morecambe. Oldham kind of rings a bell, but I don't
I'm
know.
gonna
I'm
say did we
thinking
not play
Oxford.
Oldham a few years ago? I can't remember. It's in
But I
and
tell you
around
what,
that, Preston, though. No, wait, around about Preston, but more Rochdale. It's not really that far away. It's like Greater Manchester.
see,
think
Morecambe away would have been good crack. Really,
I think it's
but
a bit of a
obviously
mission. Like,
it's not going to happen. We won't be able to go there anytime soon.
nah, I wouldn't mind an away trip to Oldham. Like, that'd be alright. But obviously, we need to get past Blackburn first. So,
We do, aye. Let's calm down.
I know. Let's not get a little bit too carried away.
Got the old Kishusnishvili derby to sort out first.
Kisnishly fucking hell.
Newcastle v Blackburn, and then Oldham and Morecambe away.
Nah, not a bad draw.
That should be guaranteed round 4, really. Like, and then that's when we'll come up against Liverpool and get beat. But until then, we'll be alright.
Round 2 is a hell of a lot harder. Like, Blackburn's the best team out of any of those 3 that we could play. Like, Morecambe and Oldham shouldn't be too hard. Like, Blackburn's the big team that we'll have to get past first. If we can get past Blackburn, then surely we should be able to get through to round 4.
Aye.
It's Blackburn's the big obstacle first. Brucey takes a... Wait, to be fair, Brucey took the FA Cup seriously. He always played his best team he could in the FA Cup. But we mentioned it before. Last season against Leicester, he didn't really.
No, he didn't like.
Muto started. Matty Longstaff made his senior debut. I'm sure Manquillo came in when we hadn't seen him for a long time. I think Darlow started. Mary Clark came in for the first time in a while. Like there was a lot of rotation in that first team. Like so, maybe it's Atsu as well. Did Atsu start? I can't remember the team, but
I think
there was a lot of rotation in that one.
I think early doors he was trying to get points on the board, so he wasn't in a relegation battle. He'll be the same again this year. He will make changes 1,000,000% in the Carabao Cup. Like his FA Cup, it doesn't start until January, does it? I don't know when it starts this year because of the, what's going on, but it normally doesn't start for a few months, so you can kind of get yourself in a better position in the league table to then focus on the cup a little bit, like we did last year. What's that? Christian McGraw, we lost to Oldham 2-1. About did we? No, I wouldn't mind seeing the team. Against Oldham.
It is familiar, but obviously Oldham were one of the first Premier League clubs as well, so we played them back in the day.
Oh, look at that, Callum Lewis.
That's a memory of that. Craig Banksy definitely must be in your 50s.
Craig Banksy sees some good times though, like us.
Yeah, no. If you can remember the Andy Cole days, there were some good times.
Wish I was watching Callum Lewis instead of fucking Atsu and Joe Linton, I'll tell you that.
Take me back to 92, man, will you?
Take me back to the old 92s. But I won't get much of a better draw than that. To be fair, you've seen some big teams come up against some other ones there, so it's a kind draw for Brewster's Mags.
No, not too bad.
I would expect changes. I would expect the likes of Barlasser and that to be playing against these in the League Cup. Some changes at the back, and well, Gillespie probably playing if depending on how Darlow's getting on them in the game. So
maybe worth rotating. Like to be fair, like say, like he probably will rotate a bit. We've only got one Premier League game under our belt by that point. It's only 4 days later, so
exactly.
Might be worth rotating a bit. Give Gillespie a chance, see what he can do. And I say that'll probably be a good opportunity for some of the new lads to make their debut, as I don't think many of them will get a lot of minutes on Saturday.
Just reading through the comments before the round 3 draw, we had the AFC Bournemouth fans channel say really intrigued about the excitement over Callum Wilson. Hasn't been the same player since he played for England. I suppose we can describe the fee as a win-win.
Aye.
So that Bournemouth fan isn't asked about losing Callum Wilson. Apparently he's not that good anymore.
Well, we mentioned before he did have a few injuries. Like I was looking at some stats yesterday. The season before, when I think he broke into the England team, he scored. I think it was 11 goals, but got like 9 assists or something like that. So like he did like really really well like the year before. Last year he scored 8 goals and got 1 assist, which wasn't as good. But like he did have a few injuries, to be fair. Let's get this little stats up. Maybe
a stubborn Bournemouth fan, though. I'd be also losing Wilson when you're in the Championship as well, especially.
I know we get a few stubborn Toon fans like so. So last year he scored 8 goals and 1 assist. The season before he got 14 goals and 9 assists.
That's more like it, please, Callum.
Yeah, but that was the same year that we had Rondon, and we treated Rondon like an absolute god. And what year was that? And if you compare them two in the 18-19 season, Wilson scored 14 and 9 assists in 30 games. Rondon scored 11, 7 assists in 32. So
surprised his assist is higher than Rondon as well. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Like.
So 2 less games, 3 more goals, 2 more assists. So
Wow.
Listen,
that's why he got the call up the England squad, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we treat Rondon like an absolute god. Like, we were dying for him to come back. So if Wilson can pull off form that he had 2-3 seasons ago, then 20 million could be an absolute bargain. But last season he did have a few injuries. He was cut down to 8 goals and 1 assist. But we just need to keep him fit. Like, I know it's Newcastle. Guarantee he'll probably start on Saturday and break his leg or something.
Probably, aye.
I know, like, as long as we can keep him fit, as long as he can get more than 10 goals, get himself into double figures, I think it'll be a good buy regardless. Get himself a few assists. They say 10 goals, 4 assists or something. So I think that would be a fair return for him.
Aye. I mean, double figures compared to what we're used to. I mean, try and go for about 12 to 15.
Yeah.
And then if he chips in with the assists as well, what I'm really excited for is if we do bring in Ryan Fraser, because they know each other so well. The link-up's there.
So creative as well.
They can get off to a flyer straight away. Fraser will be aware of Wilson's runs to the front and near post, whatnot, so they can link up well. That front line's exciting, man. Like Almiron, Maxton, Fraser, and Wilson is really
a lot of
really decent attacking force outside the top 6, top 8 for me. Like, Jake Sennett says, "Yeah, I'll let you answer this one because I know what you said last week." Bruce sacked by October, November, and Poch to come in?
Absolutely not.
I mean, there's no chance Mike Ashley would get Pochettino, by the way, but
yeah.
Well,
if
we got
get,
that, but
if we'll get a takeover, it's possible. But yeah, exactly. Not by October. It's fucking September now. It's only 4 weeks away. I mean, it took 16 weeks to get a bloody word from the Premier League. Like if we get a takeover, obviously, fingers crossed. I hope we do, and then that is something that we could look into. But Ashley's happy with Bruce. He's got a plan for him, a long-term plan. He's probably happy to get relegated because he knows Brucey will probably do a decent job and get one back up. So there's absolutely no chance. Don't waste your money on Sky Bet, Paddy Power, anywhere, putting a bet on Bruce getting sacked because he won't be. Simple as that. Wait until about May to April. If we're in the bottom 3, he might get sacked. There's a 10% chance of him getting sacked if that's the case, but I still don't think he will because Ashley always leaves it too little too late. The last 2 times we've been relegated, Ashley sacked the manager. Too little, too late. We're already in the bottom 3. We're already fucked. He brought in Shearer. He brought in Benitez. Too late. Couldn't do nothing about it. We still went down. So, Brucey ain't going nowhere. Not by Christmas, anyway.
I agree. I reckon if Brucey does go, it will be about March. It will probably be too late. And it will be for someone like Nigel Pearson. It won't be for Mauricio Pochettino.
Aye. Poch ain't going to come in from the bottom 3. Oh, well. No chance. No.
Craig Banks, apologies, mate. Apparently he's in his 40s. We're just jealous that you got a season.
We absolutely are. I was born in 91. If I could remember the 92 season through to 95, 96, I'd be a very, very lucky man because they were the best years.
NJ Nation says, how is the Rob Holden loan deal? Still ongoing, apparently. Hopefully that one gets done by next week because obviously we've seen Hayden was playing at centre back the other day. We need more bodies through the door. So hopefully it's progressing well and hopefully we hear something by midweek because, like you say, Lascelles is meant to be fit according to Brucey, but Shaw and Lejeune have just been absent men, forgotten men, not the same players. So I think we do need someone like Golden through the door, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at some of Ryan Fraser's stats. I was talking about Callum Wilson in the 18-19 season, 14 goals, 9 assists. Ryan Fraser got 7 goals and 14 assists.
14 assists, man.
I'm sure he was the league's top assister that season.
I think he was,
Yeah.
Aye.
So if we can pull back that 18-19 form from them too, like what's that? Each, like that's 21 goals for Fraser and 23 for Wilson combined.
In a Bournemouth team now. Like no disrespect, Bournemouth for Bournemouth.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with Saint there, with Miggy there, with Shelby there, there's got to be chances there to create, a good amount of attacking football, some goals and games for a change would be nice. No more 0-0s against Brighton, please.
Jake Sennett's still trying to make that point. about Brucey getting sacked. He says, what if we get no points? Remember, I think it was the 18-19 season. Rafa didn't get a win until November.
Aye. I mean, hey, someone just asked there again. Man United have got Reading or Luton. Liam Piggott, yeah. Man United got Reading or Luton in the other round for you. But it doesn't matter. I mean, like you say, how long would Ashley wait? I mean, you look at the start of the fixtures. I mean, we could definitely have 0 points for a while as well.
Yeah. I am excited about that new team. Like, say, that front line with Saint and Miggy there. Fraser's got pace and strength, great delivery. Wilson's an actual natural finisher, and we've seen it. Both Premier League proven. Even Jeff Hendrick, Rob Holden, Lewis, all played in the Premier League before. All great names. Like, I think if we can get all of them through the door, hopefully they can all come in the next week before the season starts. Not that I think we'll start, but just to get them in the squad, get them training with the lads, get them to meet Brucey and the boys. We could have a really, really good squad, considering we did a video just last week where I was so pessimistic, looking at the squad, thinking this could be just easily bottom three, could finish rock bottom of the league with this squad. But these 4 or 5 players that we could bring through the door, massive improvement. Huge improvement. Because we will have to do maybe a video on that, like, once they're confirmed, because there's still a lot of ifs in there. See if we have signed the players we're linked with by next weekend. Then I would change my prediction. I mean, I said about 16th, 18th, so we'll just say I said 17th. I think if we get the likes of Callum Wilson, Jamal Lewis, Ryan Fraser through the door, there's no reason why we kind of finish, I don't know, I would say 12th. We maybe even push higher. We do really well depending on other teams. You could scrape top 10 with that team, like, but you'd have to be fortunate with injuries and things like that, which Newcastle never are. But 12th in another good cup run would take that this day and age. We would, we would. Yeah, definitely. Like Rafa scraped top 10. Like I think that was the year. Like, we were pretty much looking like we were going to be in a relegation battle till then. I think up until Christmas we were just a couple of points outside the bottom 3. Then we went on a mad run where we just boosted all the way up. And we actually slipped up, and now we could have easily finished 8th or 9th if we kept up momentum, but we slipped up a little bit towards the end of the season. But 10th finish with that squad, that was some achievement. So hopefully we can get all these bodies through the door and push on. But I still think it's going to be a bit of a struggle. I don't expect we to get top 10. I think if we finish where we did last year, 13th, considering where we are now, the current squad, like with these 5 players coming through the door in the next week or two, it's mad. Like, such an improvement. Like, we did this last year. It took until the last month of the window last year. I predicted we'd get relegated last year, up until a month before the window when we brought in Joe Linton, some Maximin, Willems, the return of Andy Carroll. Like, that made the squad look a hell of a lot better than what it was. And we've done it again. It's like, maybe it is a little too late. Like, I would like to have had them in a couple of weeks ago, so they could be training with the boys, getting to know like the system and that, get comfortable with the club. Because I think it still might take, like, if they came through today, by tonight, tomorrow, if we get a couple through the door, I still don't think there's a lot of time to get fit and adjusted to the team and that. So let's say, like, come Saturday, I don't think we'll see many of them. I think it will still be a little bit too late.
Well, we've been going on nearly an hour now. So thanks very much for everyone that's tuned in. It's on the screen there. Newcastle play Blackburn in the second round of the League Cup. Then we'll play Morecambe or Oldham away if we do beat Blackburn. Kergo, we're going to beat Blackburn?
I hope so. It's going to be a tricky tie, but I like to say, like, it's only a week away. It's a week and a half away. Like
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Just spoke about getting these bodies through the door. Hopefully they can come in, probably rest on Saturday, and most of them could probably get a start or at least come off the bench against Blackburn. And like I say, we've got a really good squad. I think if we can get all them through the door, put them in against Blackburn, we can definitely get a win. Like, Blackburn's a decent team. They were tricky for last year in the FA Cup, but we can beat them, absolutely. I just hope the new lads come in and they hit the ground running, and absolutely we can smash them.
And then Morecambe or Oldham?
Yeah. If we can get past Blackburn, we've got to beat them too. Like, Blackburn's the biggest hurdle there. Like, Blackburn's by far the better team there. So if we can get past Blackburn, then surely we've got to breeze through Morecambe and Oldham. Hopefully not another fucking return like Rochdale and Oxford. No draws, no penalties. I know there's no extra time now to get straight to penalties.
Replay straight to penalties, we draw against any of them.
So hopefully we can just get through them. No fannying on, no heart attacks. We've had few too many of them over the years.
I'm confident. I think we'll get through. But let me know in the comments what you make of the draw. Thanks very much for watching. Subscribe while you're here and enjoy yourselves. Cheers, mate. See you later.
No bother, mate. Have a good day.
Ta-ra.
See you tomorrow.